Yes, people, what's going on, everyone? It's Mike back again, and this is your match reaction. It was Everton 1, Newcastle 1 at St James's Park. I played football right in the middle, so I sort of watched the first half, played football, and then I watched the second half, but sort of on repeat an hour later. That's why this video is a bit late, so apologies. The game. It weren't quite an hour later, but it was about half an hour. It was a bit weird watching it like that, because it was literally like two different Everton teams. The first half, I thought we were awful. Pickford makes that save really early on after like a minute and 30. It's easy football, you can see that they're putting their wingers forward. And we just couldn't cope. And bearing in mind, Ashley Young's playing right midfield when, yes, he's a right midfielder or a left winger or whatever position he plays, but he's been playing predominantly as a right back this season for Everton. He was easily exposed. Ben Godfrey, easily exposed, and they almost went 1-0 up. But we did stay resilient. We did stay in the game. They did have chances, and the goal that we concede is really poor defending, ball over the top. Branthwaite, I think if he stays on his feet longer, I think he just puts him off a bit. But he doesn't. He sort of dives in, and that's probably his immaturity a little bit. But he jumps in. The ball's already done him anyway. He's sort of cut inside. It's a good finish by Isaac, and I'm not gonna dig him out for it. It makes it 1-0, and it could have been more. They had an opportunity off the line. They had a goal disallowed for offside, but we did stay in the game. And in the second half, a few changes. Andre Gomez stepping in, his composure really helped. I thought Onana going off was needed. I didn't think Onana had a great game, and I've mentioned this before about Onana, about playing these Hollywood balls and things, and sometimes it's quite frustrating watching him. And I thought James Garner did more when he come on. He came on, and within 6 minutes he'd hit the post. We looked more fluid in the counter-attack. We looked like we were trying to create chances. I thought Ashley Young, actually, bearing in mind, I did give him some stick at the start, saying, look, not really giving him, but I was giving Dyche stick for starting him. I thought he did a decent job, so I can't, I'm not going to sit here and destroy him. Beto coming off, I was a bit, I want to see more minutes with Chimiti. I wanted to see us change it up more, but I didn't think we'd get a result in this game. I didn't think we'd get a point. I thought we'd lose. I was really negative about the game, but we've gone there and we've ground out a point, and I'll take that. I'll take that against Newcastle. They're a good side. They've got some good players. Yes, they've got injuries, but we've beat them. We beat them comfortably at Goodison this season, and we took a point away this season. We can't argue with them as results in standalone games. The big turning point for me, obviously from an Everton perspective, was the Paul Dummett wrestling. I can't. We should have had a penalty the weekend. I can't believe Premier League players, when VAR are looking at that silly, because it was so erratic from Dummett. And anyway, we get the penalty, rightly so, and Calvert Lewin steps up, and I was a little bit apprehensive. Obviously, I knew the score, so seeing the penalty, you sort of analyse it a little bit more. And look, Dubravka gets a hand on it. He gets a hand on it, but that goal will mean the world to him. But what impressed me about Lewin was the fact that he didn't overdo it. He didn't over-celebrate. It wasn't like a massive weight that's lifted off his shoulders. It was simply like he was getting on with his job. And his comments he made after the game about sticking with him and sticking with the team, and he's done his job today, and he's not enjoyed essentially not scoring in 24 games or 23 games. It's massive that he has got that goal, and he's going into a Burnley game now where there is an opportunity to win. We're at home. The crowd will be a little bit more positive than they have been, because we've actually picked up a point when we've looked really poor at times. You know, but if Everton could have gone into this game with a point against Bournemouth, which, let's be honest, we should have got, it was just a stupid mistake at the back. A point in Newcastle and then going into Burnley, you're a lot more confident going in towards the end of the season. I mentioned it before, I wanted to get this game out of the way, but that was because I didn't give us a hope. And actually, in the second half, we applied ourselves really well. Look, Newcastle are a decent team, and they've got injuries and, you know, suspensions and whatever. But we still did fine tonight. We still did enough. You know, they couldn't kill us off. We did enough. We stuck in the game. And Dyche, you know, I'd still sack him. There's a point away at Newcastle. He's not changing my opinion on Dyche. I'd still happily sack him. But he at least showed today that he can change the game in the right way. Because I must say, at times, his substitutions have been appalling. But today, he got it right. And when he gets it right, we do tend to get results. Our issue is we don't score a lot of goals. And you kind of hope we kick on now. Against Burnley, Everton have already beaten Burnley 3-0, I think, in the Cup. So go and do it again. You know, go and win 3-0. Go and put 3 past this Burnley team. Go and try and get something. Try and get some goals that are going to help us, give us a buffer. You know, we all expect that VAR decision. You know, some people are mixed about what we're going to get. I still think we're going to get 3 points. I don't think it'll be 4 or 6. I think it'll be 3. But some people don't think we'll get any. The club, we all know, is a complete mess. And yes, that's fine. But today, at least the players, they played for us today, I felt. They seem to be so much better away from home than they are at home. It's mad, but they played today. They really tried in the second half. In the first half, I've seen comments on Twitter, you know, you read the commentary and they look like they wasn't bothered. Anana particularly, again, I'm not just digging him out, but he didn't look like he was... It looks like he tries to stand out in this team too much when actually the job is to get your head down and go and deliver. You know, that's something I've learned personally, that to really benefit yourself, go and prove how good you are at your job. Go and prove how great you are, you know, in the role that you do. And as a result of that, the good things will happen. And Anana is very, very much the same ilk. He's very much a player that simply needs to do the job well, not do the Hollywood balls, not overly shout about his successes, just go and deliver, go in, week out. And I thought him coming off today was the right thing to do. And James Garner needed that little break. And it showed when he came onto the pitch what it meant to be on that pitch. And that is exactly the right way of managing people. And I'll give Sean Dyche credit for that. But we've got to beat Burnley. You know, this point tonight is nothing if we don't beat Burnley. We've got to beat Burnley. And the game's coming up, you know, as I said before, Sheffield United, Luton, Forest, Everton have got to beat them. They've got to beat them. It's that simple. And if we do, then happy days. Happy days. We'll get results. You know, we've also got Brentford as well. These are games that Everton at home would like to get 3 points in. So let's go and do it. So, look, that's my match reaction. I don't think there's loads to shout about. I didn't think it was a sensational performance by any stretch. But it was workmanlike. It was efficient. And look, we got a point in the end. And I'm really happy with that. So, guys, keep smiling. Up the toffees. And we go again. Peace.